And we are recording. This is the Epicenter special. Yes, sir. This is dedicated in the memory of Gerald Casterlow. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fresh piece. You know how we do. And we're back. It's Rob Nasty
and Profo One,
and you're watching the Epicenter.
Yo, this is a special Epicenter. Actually, it was funny because we were basically not gonna have Epicenter for the last 3 weeks.
No, actually, we were supposed to be on break for 3 weeks because I'm actually headed to the East Coast. I'm going to be doing the Epicenter over in Philadelphia. Hopefully, Scheme will be down with that. I'll be with Steve Believe from Rep Styles, and then we head into Brooklyn right after that. And I'll be doing the Epicenter live from the Rock Factory. And then right after that, I might be up in Boston with Lean. Then right after that, I will be at the B-Boy spot in Orlando doing the Epicenter. So the Epicenter was going to have a full schedule basically from like January to February every Thursday at 8. Well, East Coast time, it'll probably go on at 8 East Coast time. So everybody in the West Coast had to tune in like 3 hours earlier. But since the whole thing that happened in the holiday season, basically
the boys in the house. Come on, let me hear you say ho.
Major hits to the dance community, the world dance community.
We got a little something that you can't resist.
Actually, we did a tribute, but you weren't here either.
We don't have no quality.
We got emergency and stuff like that. Right. So, I mean, and David was just going to swing by, and I was supposed to talk to those legs on their schedule.
This is the perfect time just for, this is just to pay respect and due to, for all those that are tuning in, if you weren't a B-boy from like the mid-90s to the late 90s, and if you were a power move head, like, he's definitely one of the guys, the reason why you probably do power moves, or the people that you look up to looked up to this guy. And, he's in a crew that, that I was part of. I was part of Rocksteady. And, we're going to get into that a little bit later. Like, we're going to talk to Charles, a.k.a. Goku from Soul Control Climax. Talk about, we're just going to, just like a cypher, just like B-Boys, we're just going to build on stories, like good times of, how, Gerald was a humble, giving, and talented guy, straight up. And a good guy, just all-around good guy. And, we're just going to be talking about that. That's what's important to me. I want the viewers out there to know how much of not just influencing the B-Boys, but just how much of a giving person he was. You know what I'm saying? Word. So, and about his history too, because everyone remembers her from Rockforce, but we got Max out saying his original crew, One Way. We got Chaos, who's originally from Chaos, and he was just that sack. He was that guy in sack. You know what I'm saying? He was like the first superstar in Sacramento. You know what I'm saying?
That was really good over there. Yeah, no doubt. So check this out. What we're going to do is we're going to go into the title intro, and then we're going to get into the show. We're going to talk about Gerald, and if anyone wants to talk about Wave-O-Matic as well, that's good. That's dope. I got my Skype on. That's Rob-Nasty Space Rocker on Skype. If you want to give me a call, maybe we could be online talking about maybe your personal story of Gerald. So check this out. We're gonna go into the show. Hold on. Sorry. Check this out. Give me a second, guys. The Matrix is not happening.
This is transition. That's what. This is called a transition.
This is called transition. Don't. Black Falcon, you better watch your mouth. Let's go.
Sunshine sugar lady, rock and roll queen. Your happy summer rhythm has got to be seen. When the funky beat is playing and the hearts are blowing strong. See the sun rising, we can sit around too long.
We're live. It is 8:28 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm your host, Pro41.
And this is Rob Nasty, another host of the show.
And today, our guest DJ, we got my man DJ Del Rocks, representing Zulu Nation, Almighty Family. Can't see his face, but there you go.
Who's gonna get on down?
And we're not just here on a regular episode of the Epicenter, but dedicated to my man Gerald Casterlow from One Way. Shout out to One Way Crew, Chaos Crew, Rock Force, and Soul Control.
We're coming by, we're coming through. We're worldwide and we're goodbye. We shop the house, we shop it right. We'll say a little something to let you know that my Mellow Smitty team is on the echo. We do a routine and put on a show and it's dedicated to the people. We know we're one of a kind. We're the mind is Zulu Nation.
We're here to celebrate his memory. Yeah. Sorry. Sound man.
To the party people out there, we want y'all just to know you got to do it.
Yeah, so Profo, why don't should we go into the clip?
Yeah, well, I just want to set up a few things, like, you know, for those viewers that don't know, I know we have a lot of people from Sacramento. Give a shout out to the 916. That's where Gerald was from. Just to set up a lot of stuff, like I said earlier, if you were breaking in the like maybe the early 2000s, and if you're doing certain moves like one hand hop scissor kicks, that's a move that Gerald created, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the way we're gonna set it up is it's just like, you know, we're gonna talk about, you know, the guy he was, a good guy. It's gonna how talented he was, and we're just gonna like and
real humble cat,
like, you know, like
real humble cat.
And we're gonna just talk about, you know, like all of our stories. You know, once we're gonna show a clip of Gerald, and then we're gonna like hit up Charles, and then we're just gonna build upon, you know, the man, you know what I mean, the innovator, you know, the good guy, just all around good guy named Gerald Casterlow.
Word.
So let's get into that. Let's get into that first clip, actually.
Let's get into the first clip. All right.
Yeah, let's just go get into the. Let's go right away.
Sorry. First clip. Now this clip is made by Junk.
Yeah, Junk from Korean Rock.
And I showed it last week, and I'm gonna show it again because it's a good clip. There's not a lot of stuff on him, but you know, we do what we can. Here we go. Hold on. All right, here we go. Rest in paradise, Gerald Casterlow. The year 98. sec, all right? Stand by.
Cool.
So this is the event that's going on Saturday. Check this out. And who we have on the Skype, via Skype, we're talking to Charles. Hold on, let me bring you up. Give me a second. We have Charles.
Charles representing Climax and Soul Control. Give it up, ladies
Let's
and
give it
gentlemen.
up for Charles. Word.
Yeah, it's been a pretty tough time. I'm I'm still like pretty much shocked from the whole thing because like I was actually gone. I was out of town when I heard everything. So like and then yeah, what happened recently is just like it's crazy. I know for all of us, you know, even all of us that's watching the
Best of the Best was hot.
Probably the most major competition besides like Radiotron.
Yeah,
at the time. So I just decided, to just introduce myself to people. And I mean, Gerald being, the amazing person that he was, and back then he just had this, energy, that just kind of attracted certain people.
Right.
And I'm just a kid from Central California, not knowing much, just doing Flare 90 flares, so I walked up to him and he was in the practice room, and this is the one where it was outside, in the back.
Okay, right. Yeah.
I just walked up to him.
Is this the one that J-Rock and Sway were in?
No, this one was this is when Donnie and J-Rock battled Eric and Marcio.
Okay. So I was at that one.
So all you guys were there. So I just decided to say hello to him because I had saw like a video of him, Best of the Best 6. I just, it was kind of rare to see people, doing power moves, like that.
Right.
I mean, so it was kind of like what I'm trying to say is like to see basically like a mirror image of me and my brother. It was like wow to see somebody on that level of power. And I mean, the guy just blew us away when we saw him do stuff. And it just there's just a connection from the start. So I walked up to him and I just was like, hey man, I seen you on Best of the Best 6, and I just want to say my name is Charles, and I think you're ill, and he just was like, right on man, cool to meet you, man. We were 16 at the time, so I mean
it's
the way we introduced each other was a real kind way,
Yeah, because like the first time I met him was at that Best of Best 6, you know what I mean? And just to put out the facts is out there is like no one really saw him. It was him and Cam from Chaos Crew,
right?
And, it was basically because like the people that people were like gunning for, or the guys that were there, was like Renegades. It was Manny and Sway, and Donnie and J-Rock, or Crumbs and J-Rock. And so everyone was looking at them as like, oh shit, it's Renegades and Style Elements. So those are the ones that are probably gonna win the jam, whatever, like that. All of a sudden, you know, like basically Jeff and Maya, they beat I forgot who they beat. I think they beat Style Elements, and they had to battle Cam and Gerald in the finals.
Yeah.
And Gerald was already like, by that time, like he was just doing like, you know, like
back handspring.
Yeah, like
90.
yeah, you know what I mean. And it's just like it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like when he first started, like we started chilling and stuff like that, he was just like, yeah, I really look up to Jazzy J, like Jazzy J,
Right.
you know, I want to be Renegades. That's what he was telling me. He's like, I want to be Renegades, like, you know what I mean. Before we even got in Rock Force, we were just kind of just like, you know, Jeff Akahan, that was part of Rock Force. He was like chilling with Gerald a lot in Sacramento,
Right.
and he was just like, yo, like, you know, we'll have him come to practice. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah. Well, I wasn't even in Rock Force yet. I was just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to kind of tagging along and shit like that. You know what I mean?
You had that red shirt with the black sweatshirt.
He remembers though.
You remember that shit?
But yeah, so it's just like, you know, and it's like from Sacramento to Union City. Like I lived in Daly City, which is like right next to San Francisco, so it made it easier for people to like come from, like, you know, Jeff was living in between Fairfield and Sacramento, to come to Daly City and chill, and then like maybe John Noggle or Maya would pick us up, or we'll take the BART down to Union City. And that's the thing, and that became kind of my relationship with Gerald was like, you know, he would take the train from Sac to downtown SF, and I would pick him up. I'd take the bus downtown to SF, and we'd go and chill in my house.
Right.
And then like you'd be like, you know, like that's where I really got to know him.
Yeah,
Like,
we would
like,
be
his
playing
friends.
video games. Like we would just piss each other off playing Bushido Blade 2,
Yeah.
and we would just have standoffs and like
Like,
playing video
actually,
games.
the first time I heard of South Park was from Gerald. Like Gerald was like a big South Park fan.
At
And
the
he was just
time,
like, you don't know
yeah,
what
man.
South Park is? I was like, no, what is that? He's like, dude, you gotta watch this guy Cartman. He would do like the Eric Cartman voice.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff
right.
Like that.
That's right.
So it was
Yeah,
like
he
it was like
was
crazy because like
my
that was the
big
guy I
Don.
knew. Like that's the guy I knew who was like really humble.
Yeah.
Just like loved like just, you know, just South Park video games. Just like it was kind of shy, but at the same time just like if someone would say you're dope, he was like, who, what, me, really, like, you know what I mean, like, but yeah, he could like flare 90 flare air, like he was like one of the first guys I've seen doing air flare, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's
You know,
crazy.
well, I mean, you know, I mean, just the first couple of times, you know, I mean, being 16 years old and just kind of having the attitude of, I guess, gentleman was what kind of like blew me away.
Right.
He was a gentleman, you know, when I first met him. And, you know, usually nowadays when people meet each other, it's just, you know, either you're an asshole or, you know, they just don't know how to act. You know,
Right.
But, you know, and, you know, B-boys nowadays are usually, I would say, like, in awe when they see somebody like, you know, I don't know, some famous B-boy. You know, they're like, oh, you know.
Right.
To me, it was just, you know, I was like, yo, I got to see this dude. I want to practice with him. I want to pick his brain a little bit, you know. I mean, saw him battle at it was a Step Up or like a Apocalypse that.
Okay, I heard about this. I wasn't there, but I heard about this. Yeah.
Well, this is when he was, you know, his Chaos boys.
Right,
They were battling versus E-Rock, and
I remember.
it was right after Radiotron 9, and you know, we went up to the Bay, and you know, we were throwing some nasty moves, and then I seen him try to do flare air track.
Right. Yeah.
And he was like, you know, I was like, you ready, man? He was like, yeah, I'm ready. You know, and he did flare air track and he knocked himself out.
Yeah, no, he told me that. I remember that.
Yeah,
he told me
and so
that.
he walked up to me and he sat in the corner, and I was like, yo, are you all right? And he was like, I'm good, brother, but I knocked myself out.
Yeah, right.
But, you know, seeing that, you know, and how he kind of just took charge and just, you know, never really sat down. He just kept going.
Yeah.
You know, the whole time. It just kind of, the dude was just a born leader, man. You know, so that's the first couple of times that I really got to be in his presence, you know. And I'm kind of honored because it's been a great, I guess, a great walk.
Yeah, and he got down with you guys' crew, right? Like he got down with Supernatural, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's always, you know, at one way, you know, we'll see, you know, from his junior high,
Right.
and I mean, of course, he always, you know, repped Chaos.
Yeah.
But even my family, like, you know, my family here, we're just more of like just like a tight brotherhood, you know. a lot of us, we just love the company, you know, and Gerald, we always acknowledged him as Rock Force, Chaos, One Way, and he had a lot of awesome stories, you know, about hanging out with people.
Right,
and
yeah.
I mean, he even told me after Rocksteady anniversary, about how much of a good time that you.
Oh
you
man, that was a good trip, man.
So,
yeah,
bro. You know,
yeah, I got a good story from that. So like, you know, like when we went out to the Rocksteady.
Yo,
that was the
oh my
first,
god,
like for
that was such a treat to be part of.
Like Rocksteady back in '98, the summer of '98, that was the first like one-on-one international competition. Even though it was more national people, it was a one-on-one for $1,000. And right now it's like, ooh, $1,000. But back then it was like, damn, $1,000. Like, there was no such thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, you know, he came in and like he basically destroyed everyone. And in the finals,
oh my god,
just for a fact,
he did the raise the roof.
Yeah,
and then everyone's like, raise the roof.
And exactly. And the thing is, in the finals, if you don't know, like, and there's no video, legs were waiting for that video.
Yeah, right.
It was a three-way battle, and the three-way battle was Legacy, who's still representing right now from
Legacy,
from Florida, and it was this kid named Boo Boo, who right now is Why Not.
Why Not? Yeah.
That's how you know of Why Not. You know what I'm saying? And it was Gerald, and Gerald won. And then what happened was, like, right after the battle, he won the you know, it was crazy because like Legs, like there was this old Cold Crush song, and like, and the winner is the Cold Crush, the Cold Crush, the Cold Crush. Like everyone's all shouting that. Yeah. Pointed at Gerald. Gerald's like, what the fuck? I won. Like, you know what I mean? He was like amazed.
That was dope. It was dope.
And then after that, it was like Legs. All right, we got some guests, and he was just shouting out names just to go out and just to like represent. So he was like Ghost from Lions of Zion. Ghost went out, did a round, and Quickstep did a round. Easy Rock went out. It's like, my man K-Mel. This is the first time we all seen K-Mel.
Right.
And like K-Mel was late to the jam. Like he was like either like sleeping or he was doing a street show. So he came late to the jam, so he didn't get to compete. K-Mel just did straight up gainer into Gerald's face and started doing footwork, and like we'd never seen like the way he did threads and stuff like that. And he just got up and he was like, yeah, what's up? You want to bow for that money? He's like, I already got the money. Boys! Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, brothers, like, you know, he was so proud of that day. You know, he tells all the homies that, you know, from I mean, all the homies. I mean, he told me that he went and had a steak.
Yeah, we went to a Brazilian restaurant.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know
right after,
that's
and,
right.
Yes.
You know, you guys just had a great time. You know?
It was a great time.
You know how B-boys are, you know, but he didn't let that get to him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He just wanted to celebrate with
that's
y'all.
Right.
So that was a good time.
That's what we did, man. He couldn't even get into the club we went to, so he waited outside. Like he wasn't old enough, and like we were in a club in New York, and like man. But we kept going outside, like this was going on in there. Like,
it was crazy, man. Like, you know, and like it's funny because like that time too. This is when we met. Like, you know, it was funny because what was crazy was like, you know, even though we were from the West Coast, when we went out there, we met this kid from Florida. He's like, yo, you guys are at Rock Force, and I seen that guy. He's the one that smoked crumbs and shit like that. And I was like, yeah. It's like, what's your name? I'm Bebe, Ground Zero. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we first met Technique and Abstract there, and we thought they were from Germany because the way they were dressed and the way they were dancing.
We thought they were German. Yeah,
we were like, are you guys from Germany? It's like, nah, we're from Tampa, and I'm from New York, but we live in Tampa. So it was crazy. And it's like they all remember him. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's when I met all those guys as well. It was crazy.
And it was just like, you know, like he was just like that dude, like that just like created. Like I said, like besides your crew, he was the first one to do air flares, air tracks, like. That because it was like Ivan, your crew, and then Gerald. Like that's how I looked at it.
I mean, chronologically, a lot of people love to twist it. They like to twist and turn things. But you know, let's just say it like this: Sacramento. I mean, when you think about Sac, all we ever thought about was G, and you know. I mean, and then the people behind G, who loved him, you know, like, and I mean, coming from like Hong, Sin, you know, Cam, you know, his first crew. I mean, you know, WAP, you know, I mean, he bigged up people like Birdo and you know, Jerry, the homie Jerry. I mean, you know, John Carter, Nisi,
Yeah.
Kareem. I mean, all these people. I mean, were like not just his fan, but like a driving force for him to kind of maintain that stature as a superhero.
And it was like the whole town. It was just like Twisted Minds don't like this. It was like, nah, Sacramento got Gerald's back, like straight up.
Right, and I mean, so chronologically, when it comes to that, I mean, G was right there with us. He was doing air flare, windmill, air flare. I mean, just like us. And he just was a brother of the same kind, and we gave him all the respect and praise because he worked his ass off.
Yeah, that's true.
When it comes to like, Soul Control and like Rock Force or, any of that, it was all about the work. And we respected people like him because he was very quiet, slow to speak, quick to listen, and just was a dude that would surprise you in a heartbeat. I remember at Sac State, there was like a stage in this back room before like we had to battle or something, and him and my brother, they got on the stage, him, John Carter, and Pablo, and they just start unleashing these lethal flips, man, just like parkouring it or like doing some crazy things, and it opened my eyes up to his ability of non-fear, just not being fearful. And he had no fear of doing things. And it kind of surprised Pablo because out here in Fresno, Pablo was the king, and to share that with another king and be humble together was awesome,
Yeah, I got another story too because I remember the first time he was seeing Pablo at Freestyle Session was like Freestyle Session 3. I remember because I didn't get to go, and he went out there just to watch, and then that's the first time people seeing like Pablo do air flare, and then 3 continuous air flares. And he came back. He was on the way back to SAC, and he went from LA or San Diego, and then went to stop by, and it was with my boy Greg and me. We went to practice real quick, and he was like, "Yo, Pablo just did like air flare, man. I can't believe that." And like, this was like probably like November '98, and he was like, "Yeah, like he did continuous air flares. He did 3 of them, man." And it's like, I gotta get that. I gotta get on that. You know what I mean? He's like, what can I do? What can I do? It's like, what if I could backspin air flare? And like, and he did it. Like right then and there. He's like, backspin air flare. I was like, what the air flare? Both directions.
Check it.
And I was like,
check it. We, before all these major like events, there was like a few events like out here in Fresno, and I mean, right after Tribute, when Gerald kind of just hit that game changer on Crumbs, and, Crumbs being, the worker, Crumbs did a lot of work, and he put in time into everything that he did, and Gerald being able to shake Crumbs says a lot.
Yeah, right. Especially at that time, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so like, when I think about it, right after Tribute, in the Mighty Four, or before the Mighty Four, but Tribute, I started to hook up with Gerald and like Tobias and, even Abe, those guys come down.
Abe wearing a ninja suit.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Who else? I mean, Chad, a couple people, they would come out to Fresno, and I mean, I remember just me and Gerald bugging out, on just trying to learn different things together. They actually entered a competition with us out in Madera, and we won that, and it was just good to keep vibing with them.
Right.
I mean, seeing him attempt these things, and then actually, watching both my brother and Gerald attempt these things was just like how you felt about the backspin air flare, transitions. It wasn't about the move because a lot of people get it twisted. Everything has been created. But when it comes to transitions, those guys, and I mean, I'm not gonna say myself, but Mega Man and Cujo and Ivan, those guys had some key moments, and watching them build was excellent.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, and that's the thing. Like, he was like, I honestly, like, every time I do like a pop-up coin drop, what Storm used to do, like Gerald taught me that. Like, we were in my living room, and like he was just, I was like, how do you do that shit? And he would like do it both directions. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
and then Profo would be like staying up to like 6, 7, 8 in
Yeah,
the
like-
morning trying to get that move. I remember that shit.
And Gerald would be just like, nah, that's it. Nah, you just gotta do this. Keep going. Like he was a motivator. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
he was.
He just like kept you to push it, keep pushing it. Like, yeah, he learned how to do a head flip from him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's moves I still use today that Gerald like taught me straight up. You know what I'm saying?
But he definitely was a go-getter with that. I mean, if you had something that he liked, he would flip it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
hard, you know, and I mean, that's one dude that you kind of, you know, didn't want to deny, you know, anything, you know, of. And I mean, when people talk about, you know, the dance versus, you know, athleticism, I kind of, you know, I kind of have a thin line with that too. But watching Gerald, he was just a natural athlete, man.
Straight up.
And
No, that's real.
his rhythm for the '90s was so like, it was dope. You know, I loved his presence. You know, his persona was just, he was dope. You know, like, and anybody that were to be, you know, critiquing my dude, you know, they just really gotta check themselves, because he has soul. You know.
No, that's real. I remember like he did, like, you know, he practiced some footwork rounds for the Rocksteady, and I wish that was on. I wish there was tape of that, because he was hitting some rounds, some footwork rounds. I was like, damn, that's, you know, it was dope. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and he was just like, I mean, he liked what he liked, but like like you said, just a natural. Like anything that we could tell him, like if you had an idea, he's like, okay, boom, just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's people that have a natural knack for certain things, but Gerald understood how his body worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
A lot of people, you know, coordination-wise, it's tough for them, you know. But
Tell me
I
about
look at b-boying in a certain way, and here's, I think, where we kind of connected was, I see a lot of things that I do at angles, you know, and like where to put myself, where to put my head, my hands, you know, how to feel when I'm going into something. And he just understood that about his body, and he just he would go with the flow. You know, a lot of people don't understand lines, and to me, you know, you could put a line anywhere when you're dancing, and you could twist and turn and do anything you want. And that guy was truthfully a master at understanding his body.
That's real.
You know? So, you know, I mean, I remember just, you know, helping Kareem with some things, and, you know, watching him get, you know, a little frustrated, you know, like, you know, but it all rolls back to that fear, you know. But he didn't have no fear, you know, when we were younger. He just could do it,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, he would just
even after the injury, like, you know, like, because we didn't think he could, like, you know, like
walk or even like
and,
do
He
anything.
came back and not just came back and walked. He came back and he was like, here, this is how you do a full twist. And I'm like, dude, I still can't do that. Like, you know what I
Well,
mean?
brother, you know, let me just touch on that. It's like I see a lot of people talking about, you know, always a student and never a master. I love the term. I really think it's a cool term. I mean, that's if you know, you want people to kind of like ride you a little bit. But in a sense, listen to me. You have to be some type of a master in some ways. You know why? Because it's called giving back. You know, instead of focusing on yourself and, you know, thinking about all the moves you want to do on people, why don't you try to focus on how to help the
That's real.
Yep.
That's real. Yo.
Yeah.
regardless of you know, what people may have thought that he couldn't do, you know, couldn't do or could do. The guy really was selfless in some areas, you know, and gave back. I mean, look at Kareem.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, he's
right now.
He's a world champion, and I mean, regardless of if people like it or not, he built a world champion.
Yeah, no, that's real. Like I said,
You know, and that's where I'm gonna say I love the term "always a student, never a master," but that's kind of cliche. That's kind of, you know,
right.
that's we all are students, you know, but you have to give back, and he was a giving person.
no, straight up. Like I said, like he probably had definitely helped half of the sax scene. He definitely, like I said, like there's moves that I still do today that he taught me, and I wouldn't have gotten those moves if it wasn't Gerald, because Gerald was like a patient person too. Like,
Right.
He was that's what made Gerald dope, was not just that he was good, because there's a lot of good b-boys that could do a lot of moves, but he was a good teacher.
Yeah.
He could go around like and see what you're doing wrong and identify it like kind of right away. Like, this is what you're not doing. Let me watch you do it. This is what you're not doing. Like, he did that like excellent at observing somebody and like just helping them with whatever it was, like a flare 90 flare, if it was just flare 90 or just anything, actually anything. He used to say like this to me. It's like, you gotta imagine it like a puzzle and you're trying to solve that puzzle. You know what I mean? Trying to get it moves like solving a puzzle. That's how that when he said that was like kind of like that stuck to my mind a lot. And so like my approach is like, you know, how do you solve this puzzle when trying to figure out like any type of move? You know what I mean?
Word. Hey, let me just real quick. I just wanted to, because Mikey Disco just touched. He just texted me. He wanted me to give just like a quick rest in peace and respects to Wave-O-Matic. He's actually down in LA for his funeral right now, and he just texted me just now. And actually another guy, Fingers, he texted me. He said Nesket BS crew, SB crew. He passed away, and he used to be a writer. And I guess, you know, we're just showing tribute to the people who contributed to the arts, the hip hop arts, everything that we do, whether it's breaking, whether it's graph, whether it's MCing or DJing or whatever it is that you do creatively to express and to like pretty much inspire others in the world to, you know, to find themselves, to have them express the way they express, you know what I mean? And I just want to just drop that right there. Charles, can you tell me a little bit about what's going on this weekend with the event?
Yeah, we have 2 events going on. One in North California, and that's Hayward at Mega Man's automotive shop, or motorsports shop, FF Tech Motorsports in Hayward. Okay. And then there is one in LA at MacArthur Park that Rami Casitas is doing.
If you don't know who Rami is, he's JR from the Rhythm Bugs crew.
Yeah, that's Reveal's brother. So and he has the support from like Cross and Frankie Flav and you know, all those guys out there. So they're really doing a lot of good work everywhere. I mean, we have Ernesto. You guys know Ernesto from Return of the Beat.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. He's doing, you know, he's bringing out the DJ equipment and, you know, like, you know, a food truck, and Mega Man supplying the spot. And, you know, it's just going to be a really great benefit for, you know, Gerald's Fun. And if you're in that area, you know, please try to make your way to either one.
Right. And Charles, do you have any information about where to donate, you know, to the Casterlow family, or how to contact them?
Right.
Do you have any information offhand, or if you could pretty much
plug the PayPal account or wherever they
you know, being that, you know, it's kind of hard for families at, you know, this time, and I'm not saying that it's not hard for me, because it really is. We have an account. It's a PayPal account under GokuSoulControl.com, and you can make any type of donation. I don't care if it's a penny. You know, I just, you know, love to see more of this community, you know, enhance the funeral fund and just kind of like come together, because, you know, that's true hip hop to me. And, you know, we're all a big happy family, you know, whether some people are winning and losing or upset.
Right. Yeah, that's not important.
Yeah, that's not important. So this is truly what we're asking. So you can go to paypal.com and, you know, Goku Soul Control. That's GOKU Soul Control at hotmail.com.
Yeah, and can you when you're in the chat room too, can you just repost it on there so that way people can see over there? Dope.
Sure.
Dope.
Cool, man. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into a commercial break, and we'll actually let's go out with watching the next clip.
All right.
This is another clip that we found. And what clip is this?
I don't know. Just Reveal just put it up on Facebook, but it was it's a performance, I think, with him and Hong.
Yeah, and Chaos. Yeah, so it was like I believe it's Jerry, Hong, Gerald. I don't know if it's WAP is in there or Marcellus. It's one of them. Right. So check it out.
Okay, yeah, we're going to do that right now. Let me pull that up, actually. Word. So let's just give it up for Charles from Soul Control. Thank you for blessing us, for being on the Epicenter. Let's give it up.
Good talks, man. Good stories, bro. Good stories. People
Thank you
need
for
to hear
being on, yeah, and, you know, sharing stories so we get to know, like, what was going on with you guys, and like get a piece of some California history as far as where this dance world is concerned.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just want to say one last thing is, I just want to keep preserving as much as we can because, a lot of people do like to twist up history, and I just, I know a lot of us have lived it, and we were there, learning and experiencing together, and we just got to keep preserving. And I'm so proud of all the '90s b-boys and dancers, period, because we've done.
We're still here.
We've done a good job documenting, and that goes from everybody, and I'm not going to just put one name out there, but I'm proud of everybody, and thank you, because without preserving, then brothers like G and Pablo and Frosty and Superman from Jugheads and
Right.
OJ
Oh man.
from Renegades, and let's just the list can go on, brothers.
Right.
Now they know in Korea though. Trust me, they know in Korea. They know the deal.
They study. They study
They know
hard.
the deal. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
anybody like the people that like the reason, like really like the way the Koreans do power is definitely how Northern Cali people did power. You know what I mean? Like straight, like you can see it. You can see it.
But
You know what I'm saying?
whoever does power moves and puts their feet on the ground, you could just call it a day. So I mean,
It's over.
my little brother Kareem, he's always here with me, taking care of me, and he's always trying to get me to do cool things, and I just really like to sit back and watch him. But I am proud of the new generation too, because they're amazing. So yeah, man, love you guys, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for
that's
sharing
some
some words, man. It means
Dude,
a
we're
lot.
all
really.
community, and we all, even if it's because it's competition driven, but at the end of the day, if we all could just talk to each other, just maybe sit, have a drink, or whatever it is, just connect as human beings. That's why we're here. That's our purpose. You know what I mean? Like whether it's competitive or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So that's what's up, bro.
So yeah, do you have any? Can you drop your Facebook account? Because maybe if there's any more events or anything like that, people can check out your Facebook, or if you have a website or a Twitter or whatever to plug that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it all. Thank you so much.
Word.
All right, man.
Thanks, man.
Take it easy.
Peace.
Again.
See you soon.
Yes, sir. Give it up again for Charles, aka Goku of Soul Control. Had a lot of dope words. Nah, really, that meant a lot, because for a lot of people out there, they're not used to hearing these stories. It's dope when we could have someone that was there at certain points of history where it was a game changer. It's good to have conversations like that. You know what I mean? These are even better. This is sometimes better than competing at a jam.
Right.
It's just the stories if
Because
you build with Alien S, or if you build with Poe
It's
1.
all about inspiration, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
what inspires you, what motivates you, I mean, Gerald, he was definitely just being around him.
Yeah.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He was such a gentle cat, but his soul was so he was just the nicest guy, and he would help anyone out.
Yeah,
That's
real.
for sure.
That's real.
So check this out. We're about to watch this B-Boy Gerald Chaos Crew clip. And then we're going to go into a break, and then we'll do whatever from there, guys.
And we'll come back.
All right.
Stick around.
Rocksteady, baby, that's what I feel now. Let's call the song exactly what it is.
Word, give it up.
Yeah, that was
So-
amazing. He did like windmill 90, windmill 90, windmill 90 in the end.
You know what's funny? What happens behind the scenes? There's a lot of stuff
Alright,
that
let's-
happens
let's-
behind the scenes.
let's-
we
let's-
run the show, but we're gonna go into a commercial break. All right,
DJ Del Rocks. We'll
gonna
be
go
back.
into a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen.
DJ Del Rocks. All tribes, Zulu Nation. This one's for you, Gerald. That's a Mott's finger. DJ Del Rocks.
looking at me. You wanna see black, then jump on it. Until the jumps and think they might want it. I might spot your ride and dump on it. Or send a couple of boys to that corner of yours and roll out with a nigga slumped on it. You see black fall back, son. Me and Shock up in a black Regal, no insurance. We like DEA serving warrants. So tell the freaks you know to stop pouring. We gon' grab the mics and get them off the wall so everybody in here can stop snoring. You with a safe.
You're watching the Epicenter.
Pull it out your pocket. Ben Banneker Bay with the album rockin'. Black order, all capitals like the sovereign. Girls, let your eyes back up out the socket. Focus, flawless, New York to Europe. To lands where my feet ain't even touch the soil yet. With a movement, the rap solution. It thumps so hard, got them worldwide using it. Tracks are black for satisfaction.
Yo, Maximus. Maximus. Yo, Rock, add me, Rob, hyphen, nasty, space, rocker, Maximus.
To reach where the beats at and where the people out they seats at. For what? Cause y'all on it.
We're trying to talk to you. I'm about to bring it back.
I'm like Imhotep, but don't flaunt it. Dog,
say that again. Sexy paper. Oh, let's show sexy paper. There goes sexy paper. Paper move on my bed. Careful. Paper move. You just don't know where I've been. Oh yes, 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 and yes, yes. This is the Epicenter, and get in contact with Maximus Noriega. Maximus. So let's start the celebrating. Try it now. Okay. Hello, Clarice. How was everyone's holiday? It's good. Yeah. Hey, Dad, we need to give Dell a mic. Dell needs a mic. Yeah. Dell does need a mic. Hey, let's talk to Dell.
What's going on, y'all?
I didn't hook up your cordless. I could have though. Yeah.
I want that like Janet Jackson style that comes down like this.
Oh, you mean with the little the winger one?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I'm a diva of the
Maximus. Okay, yeah. So check this out. So Del, tell the audience if they want to hear your music, where could they hit you up?
You can hit me up on mixcrate.com/MightyDelRocks. Add me on Twitter @DelRocks. That's DELROKZ. Or if we're around Daly City every 4th Friday, come to the Clash, the only b-boy party right now in the Bay Area, dedicated strictly to the b-boys. So Clash, Mink Lounge every 4th Friday.
You got any shout-outs out there? There's a lot of people out there from different parts.
Shout out to my family, Zulu Nation, Almighty family, everyone out there. What's going on? Peace to my girls out in Cuba right now. I don't know if she's watching, but one love. I love you.
Alright, there you go.
Bring it back.
Alright. Bring it on back. Y'all like that music from DJ Del Rocks? Do you got Mixcloud anyway? Like, did you just plug the Mixcloud? You got something on Mixcloud?
I think he meant SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Or just Google Mighty Del Rocks. Mighty DELROKZ. You can find all my photos on my YouTube,
on my Facebook.
You won't find no sex tape, so don't be digging that far.
Yeah, don't be digging on me that far. You like a smile, but you know. There's reasons why I'm smiling. Hi. Alright, yo, so right on the Skype line we got my man Maximus. Hold on, let me bring him up. On the Skype line we got my man. Hold on. I'm running a show. I'm doing like 10 things on the computer right now. Son of a Hold on. Let's see. Let's bring him over here. Wait, what? Say what? Really? Oh, weird. I don't know why. Weird. It's all good. Keep going. Let's just keep going with it. Don't worry about it. So we're right here. Sorry about that.
Alright, so my bad. So right now, who we have on Skype is Maximus Noriega. Tell me a little about yourself and where you come from and your history with Joe. Oh, you gotta turn down the brother. You gotta turn down the show and turn up your Skype. Oh, sorry, we can't hear you. You gotta turn off the show, bro. You gotta leave your Skype on, turn off the show. Because there's a 10-second delay. And then you're gonna be listening to, like, yourself, like, 10 seconds later. Turn off the show, turn on your Skype. It's like catching up. Yeah, you gotta figure it out. Technology. Yo, bro, you gotta turn off the Ustream. Turn off your Ustream. Turn up your Skype.
It is. I got it now.
This is last minute guests. It's all good.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yo, Max, you can hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I don't know why we can't. We should.
Yo,
be
can
able
you talk into the mic?
Yeah, you can't hear me?
Yeah, you're really quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're really low.
Closer.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, hello?
I can hear you guys. What's up?
Yeah, we can hardly hear you, brother.
Okay. Shit. I don't know how to change that, man. My bad.
Alright. Yeah, you just gotta turn off the stream, man.
It is. The only thing I can hear is you guys right now. So.
Cool. That's what we need right now.
All right. That's what's up.
Cool. So yeah. So tell us a little bit about who you are and your history with Gerald.
My name is Max Noriega. I'm from Sacramento. I'm 31 years old. The first time I met Gerald was at Wilsey Wood Middle School in Sacramento when I was 14 years old. Breakdancing in the gym. One of his friends saw me breakdancing on the side of the gym one time. I was just chilling by myself since that was a new school to me. I didn't know anybody at that time, so Gerald came over and he approached me and he was like, "Hey, I heard you know how to breakdance." I was like, "Yeah, a little bit." He's like, "Let me see what you got." So at that time, all I had was a couple flares and like a windmill and a couple one-handed Russian kicks. You know what I mean? So he saw me do my moves and he was like, "Yeah, man, that's pretty cool." He's like, "Hey, you want to come, practice with us?" So he kind of brought me into his little circle at that time, and we became friends since then. And then once we got kicked out of the gym class because all our shoes are always leaving like little rubber marks and streaks all over the floor, you know what I mean?
Like scuff marks.
Yeah, so all the PE teachers kicked us out. They're like, "You guys can't break dance anymore because our helmets."
Those shoes anyway.
Yeah.
No sock rocking it for you, like
They were cheap shoes, you know what I mean? But they were leaving rubber marks, and our helmets were leaving scratch marks. And
oh my God!
That's what it is.
Yeah. So they told us to go into the cafeteria, and that's pretty much where One Way started, was in front of the stage in the cafeteria at Wilsey Wood Middle School.
Word.
So how long were you breaking with them? Like as far as like with since it was before Chaos, when did you continue breaking it with them, and like what happened like from then on?
Well, I met him in '94 when we started breaking together. He pretty much, we pretty much started breaking together, teaching moves or whatever. Even though all the people that we were breaking with, somewhat had the same skill level at that time, we all kind of knew that Gerald was just that one step above, you know what I'm saying? He always had that thing that was just a little something that we didn't have, We kind of always looked up to him, so it was like 93, 94, and 94, 95, and after I left middle school, I ended up going to Burbank High School in Sacramento, and that's where he ended up meeting with my friends that I knew from elementary school and middle school, my other middle school, which ended up being Chaos. So
right.
Once Gerald came to Burbank, and he met the friends that I grew up with, and they kind of just they saw his talent, they saw what he could do, and just kind of snatched him up, brought him up there. Yeah, and I kind of fell off at that time and stopped breaking. Kind of fell out of the groove, and he kept going with it, and you could see his determination and his love for it, because when people like me and other people kind of fell off and weren't really progressing, he started elevating it from that moment on.
Yeah, that's crazy because like I said, I met him like '97. So I met him in '97. So like for you, when was the last time you saw him? Like you fell off, but like you were hearing about what you heard about him starting to travel like internationally and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I kind of fell out of the breaking scene, but since he was one of my friends since I was 13 years old and saw what he was doing, I still kept tabs on him and would see him from time to time, and that was cool to see him just take it from that level of middle school, doing flare windmill combos up into an international superstar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. For real. Like, and that's one thing too. It's like I just came back from Europe, and like I haven't been there in a while, and like they were like, yo, I remember that battle of the year '98. Who was that one guy? So Gerald. You're talking about Gerald. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we watch that guy. Like, guys from Russia. Like, you'll be surprised, man. Like, guys from Russia, France for sure. Like, I feel like Gerald had a big influence in France, Germany, and Holland.
Worldwide.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it's just like
Korea.
So like I mean, like he was like, and like back then it was harder. Like right now you have YouTube, so it's easier to be like, okay, I just saw the battle last night that was in, or that you heard this guy was on. Back then it was like you'll get a b-boy tape for like 8 months, so people and still remember that, and it's crazy because he was like, for us when I was in Rock Force, he was like kind of like that heart that just like kind of like he led the way, and we just kind of like he was like he was front line and he was just killing it, and we were just kind of like just like take everyone else out, because he just led that, he just had that energy about him, that he just, the heart, like I said, he was like the heart, like he inspired everyone in the crew and stuff.
Yeah, see, I knew he was doing competitions, throughout the U.S. and worldwide, and I hear about him winning competitions and stuff like that. I never really thought of him like that, even though I know that's what he was doing. I always thought of him just as a friend, and
right.
Being a kid with me in middle school, and I didn't really realize how far he touched people, until after he passed away. And then I started seeing people from other countries, from like Brazil and Spain and Europe. How many people started posting on his Facebook, like how many people he taught, how many people he just influenced and inspired to, just dance, you know what I mean, and do certain things like that. So he really touched a lot of people worldwide and spread, his art all over, and that's how I'm appreciative that people think of him like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's straight up. Like, I could vouch for that, because like like as far as like when he started to become more international, I was there with him, you know what I mean? And it was just like it's crazy that like he has that much of an influence, and he does, like, straight up, like I said. And this is just recently I've been to Europe, and that the last time anybody's seen him internationally break was like '98, like, and that was like almost 12 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? Just to have that, still to have that, no one has seen you for 12 years, but still to receive that love and that that respect, you know what I
mean? Yeah, that's real, man.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for talking with us, man.
Hey, no problem. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your stories, brother.
Anytime.
Cool, man. Let's give it up for Maximus Noriega out of Sacktown. Word. Peace, brother.
All right, you too.
Word. Crazy. It's dope to always hear from, like, when you hear about, like, b-boys and stuff like that, it's always good to get the personal story, not just like, okay, he won this many battles and all that type of stuff. It was just like, the type of person he was made it even better. Like, the fact that he was just so humble and not like, okay, I'm the best in the world and I can talk to motion.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm the best. like he never talked like that. He was just like, yo, I just love this art. And I just like,
Oh shoot,
you know,
Crazy
he wanted
Legs
to,
is
like-
hitting me up.
He wanted to like, you know, just help people. Really, like Charles said it best. Like that's like I said like when we interviewed Charles is like there's a lot of guys that are good at breaking, are good at what they do, but can they teach it? Like he was a good teacher. He could like figure things out. He could see, he could look at your whole like your body and see what you're doing wrong, how to figure out the move better and stuff like that. And that's why I gotta give up to like, you know, Gerald, man. Like I miss you, dude. Like, you know, I didn't get to talk to you as much as I wanted to and stuff like that because we all got busy. But man, I know you were still breaking. I know you were still doing your thing.
And even if we didn't keep in contact, you know, it would have been still like it was always like family.
Yeah.
Word. Hold on, I gotta tell Legs.
Yeah, give it a shout out to
Legs,
Villain Impact of Underground Flow. Thanks for the shout out. They're saying what, you know, there would be no Underground Flow without Gerald. You know, that's respects to you, bro. Respects to you, Gerald. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, that's love. You know what I mean? There'll be like, as I don't want to announce too much, like as far as other jams, but then I think there'll be something coming up. Pay attention to my Facebook, the Epicenter calendar. Like you could look me up on Facebook /Profo1, and I'll be definitely updating on a lot of events that will be where the proceeds will go to Gerald's family.
That's right. Word. What else are we up to? Are we gonna wait for Legs? Legs is just hit me up on Facebook and he's just like, hey man. Like I'm like, here's the link, brother. You gonna be on the show?
No,
You're supposed to be on the show last week. What happened then?
I know, yeah. That's what I'm waiting for. So till then, yeah, maybe. Till then.
Till then. Well, he's probably watching right now. It's like, hey, release that footage, Legs.
Yeah.
Release that footage. Release the beat. Should we go into a break?
Yeah, let's go into a break.
All right, we're gonna go into a break. Once again, we got my man DJ Del Rocks from the mighty, almighty Universal Zulu Nation All Tribes Chapter. Yes, sir. Epicenter is going to break it. We'll be right back. Oh, shoot. I got to turn on my Skype for Legs. Whoops. Sorry, I turned it off. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am.
What's up to Brian B? What up, baby? I was with you in France, doggy.
Let's
on
see
my
if Legs hit me
birthday.
up. Got other things going on. No one wants to do nothing for your birthday, man. Word. What? I drink beer anytime. Yeah, I'm on Skype, Legs. Hit me up if you want to get on. We're taking a real quick break. Oh, spin. The Epicenter Loser Fan Club.
We got the Epicenter Loser Fan Club. We got Spin 1, Triple Fox. We don't see Manny from TBB or Odin Rock.
They'll be on later. Epicenter.
DJ Del Rocks. DJ Del Rocks.
and it weighs a ton. Weak G's, motherfuckers, I'm a son of a gun. Black master of any trade under the sun. Talk sharp like a razor blade under the tongue. Clear my and it weighs a ton. Weak G's, motherfuckers, I'm a son of a gun. Black and it weighs a ton. Weak G's, motherfuckers, I'm a son of a gun. Black master of any trade under the sun. Talk sharp like a razor blade under the tongue. Clear my path and come get your captain hung. Trying to breathe like black or collapse your lung. Young chunk, you could choke off the web I spun. I done cleared them out from the thread I brung. You done heard about what set I'm from. My nigga, word of mouth, little rule of thumb. Y'all better bow down when the ruler come. I'm a real hood nigga, not a hoodoo lump. The way thought put it down, be confused with some of y'all. Cats can't walk while chewing your gumming on. With a keyboard, gotta do with a drumming on. School them on stage like I'm doing a seminar. Professional type, I'm adjusting my mic. Go to war, kid, I give you any weapon you like. Give you something to run from. Bust off your dumb. Stop, kid, the hot shit, you know where it come from. It's Philly worldwide phenomenon. And reinforcing that shit is my 9 to 5. And when I finish making you recognize, I'm getting at a couple civilized women that's trying to ride. You been waiting on the border, come off the all. You wanna get the bitches up off the wall. Just to see you smile and enjoy yourself. To keep you in health, this for all of y'all. I'm quick on the draw like Black McGraw. And I can't
DJ Zell Rock.
Rap before. My name Big G's and I'm back for more. G get more tricks than I'm on the store. On the portrait of Malcolm X on the door. While I'm eating new seeds like a corner.
Can't see you.
Ease back before you get harmed. Ring the warner horn when I'm going to perform. The first nigga that move or disturb the groove. I'ma have y'all flicks on the evening news.
Peace, we're gonna bring you on in a second, alright? Just stand by, alright?
Alright, man.
Alright. DJ Del Rocks. With that on and on and on, it's the Epicenter. We got a special quick guest tonight. Check out the lunch break show. It's an action figure. Wait, hold on. We need to show this guy real quick. Hold on. Like I gotta set up the whole thing. Hold on. Let the man spin a little bit more.
Gotta have my backup over here. In case you guys come out up with a routine on me.
yeah, just have it chilling like that. That's right. Nah, man. Sitting down.
Right here.
I has a beard. You call that a routine? Like
there you go, right there.
You know. All right. Let's bring it back. Mr. Red Falcon, can you plant the camera? All right. Come on, cameraman. You know, and we're back. Once again. Yeah,
there's a lot of guests coming in that we didn't expect, but that's dope. Like, you know, showing love for Gerald, Casterlow, you know what I'm saying? Representing that 916, One Way, Chaos, Rock Force, and Soul Control crew, you know what I'm saying?
So who we got here, who actually, he was going to be on the show last week, and he told me he had a gig, so, thanks, Legs. But we got my man, the one and only, the icon, Mr. B-Boy himself from the Rocksteady crew, Crazy Legs. Let's give it up.
Hey, what's good?
Thanks for coming in last minute, man. Like, we didn't even know we were going to be on, like, you know, last week.
Doing a backspin. He's made out of gold.
Hey, you know how it is. What's good, man?
All right. Yo, thanks for, thanks for coming in and giving respects to Gerald Casterlow. We're gonna just ask you straight up about like that time in 1988, summer '98. What brought on? Cause like I know you guys were doing the Rocksteady reunion, but what brought on to do the first 101, like the first international 101, from what I remember anyway. You know, for $1,000. Like.
Yeah, that's right, $1,000, right?
It was a lot.
That was a lot back then.
That's some Clinton years.
Yeah, that's good.
Those were some good years, man.
You know, I feel like. Nothing says more about b-boying than the individual b-boy. You know, it is all about being an individual and standing out amongst a crowd of not many, but just a crowd of people from your same hood, that want to get some shine, and especially growing up in the Bronx when the Bronx was considered the burn down Bronx and not just the boogie down Bronx. The only way you could get shine was from your skills. So I've always believed in putting b-boys or b-girls, or just giving them a platform to have the opportunity to show their skills. And I've never really believed in giving like a bullshit ass prize for a winner.
Right.
People train hard.
Because now it's like, for a one-on-one that might be like, it's still a good prize, but like it's like that you could find it. But back then it was
very
didn't
rare.
exist. Like you were happy with one-on-one for $100. Yes,
you got excited for $100. That's for sure.
I never actually monitor what other people pay as far as for winners at other events, so I didn't even know that what I was doing was something different. I had no idea.
I remember. It was a lot of money back then, especially like at the time. Like Gerald was like probably like 17, so it's like what the.
And he took everybody out to eat or something after.
Yeah. We went out to eat. We went to the club. We went into the club. He was old enough.
He took us a place in Queens. We went with Sugar Cuts. We went with Sugar Cuts. From memory. We went to this in the corner Brazilian place. And like in Queens, there was some place in Queens.
It was like kind of like a all-you-can-eat kind. Well, no, it was like a buffet.
It was like kind of like a Brazilian buffet.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. We ate good. That night. That's for sure.
But that was like, to be honest, that was like one of the things that pushed us to go to Battle of the Year that year. Was like, whoa, at first there was the order. What happens? Like, Paul just threw the first Mighty Four. Then we won the Mighty Four, and we were just like, "What's next?" Well, Legs is having something at Rocksteady, 101. It's like, "Yo, we should take Gerald. Let's go." It's like we went, and it was crazy because like he was really nervous, and we didn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? Because it was just like there was like I think out of a lot of the West Coast heads, it was me, Rob, Gerald, and like Easy Rock. I think.
Was in Vietnam there?
No,
he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
He came the following year.
Yeah. That's it. But it's like it was the first time, and I was like, how was your reaction? Because since that was your first one-on-one competition, and just having this kid you never saw, like.
Well, the thing is, I was already doing one-on-one competitions in the Bronx at the point.
Oh, okay, right.
I used to throw these events called breakbeats, and
right.
And so we that was kind of like a build-up to that. But as far as Gerald kind of it's weird. He had an impact that I guess can't be appreciated for what it really was, because you didn't have the same kind of technology and you didn't have the internet and you just didn't have that access to all the type of access you have now to all these people. And I think if Gerald would have had that access, he would have been that dude. You know what I mean? He was already that dude, but he would have been that dude globally, and he would have had. I don't know if he would have had more of an opportunity because of everything that happened.
Right.
Shortly after that.
Yeah.
But I think he should have been one of those people, man. There's no question in my mind that he was on his way.
Yeah. It's crazy for the because when we started doing our thing was around mid '97, and from '97 to '98 it was just full speed. For then full speed was it wasn't these little it was the whatever jam you did that was big. It was big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was go on bboy.org and talk about it or whatever like that. And
it was dope.
It was just right after Rocksteady was Battle of the Year.
Yeah.
And then right after Battle of the Year, too, it was only into the freestyle session 3 at that point. It was still the first freestyle sessions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was good is that b-boys and b-girls were traveling because they wanted to be at a jam. It wasn't you're gonna fly me out.
Right, yeah, that's real.
Dudes wanted to go out there and catch a wreck and rep for their city, rep for their crew.
I'm still paying for my own trips, Legs.
Don't be surprised. Don't be full public. I'm
talking about the top, top b-boys back then would still fly themselves out somewhere just for the rep.
Right.
Yeah.
They knew they were gonna make some money off a competition, but they weren't on some diva shit where it's I ain't doing no competition unless I get paid.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
It's different now.
Yeah, straight up. Like I said, having that seeing, because you're probably used to like what like Renegades was doing at the time, and for your first time of seeing Gerald, like because like I think he first did an air flare there, like for people in the East Coast to see it like live, and you know what I mean, like how was your reaction to like what he was doing and stuff like that?
It was definitely a different approach, right?
Yeah, because you had like kids from Chicago there. I remember kids from Chicago. You had kids from Florida there, and like they was doing power, but not like on that tip. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think I don't know. I think basically what Joe was doing, probably Donnie was influenced by. I would say Chrome style was similar to Gerald's style, because Gerald had a lot of power, hand power.
Yeah. It was a competition thing. They fell off each other. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you can do that.
Okay.
Oh, I'll do that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I said, I thought he was just that next thing. For me, I felt like Gerald was onto something new. Back then, footwork and top rock wasn't as big as an issue as it is right now.
Yeah.
And if he would have had that opportunity to develop those skills, along with everything that he had, like I said, he was on his way to being that dude. So, props to him and what he brought to the game. Because I know there were people that, at the anniversary, he inspired that day.
Right, for sure.
During those times when you had a person from outside of New York that's gonna inspire New York.
Right. Yeah. That's
that
like
was the amazing part. That
was
for
us. Yeah, that was some
like
wild stuff
to him.
Right.
It was like we didn't know. That was like it was like our first time on a hip hop trip to New York.
Right. So that was our first hip hop trip. Right.
We didn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? We didn't know if he was gonna be received. We didn't know anything.
If he was gonna get booed because he was the West Coast kid. All this other shit. You know what I mean?
We don't do that over here.
But it was like the crowd response was like, and we like.
But at the time, we didn't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Because
I was surprised that
New York fucking city. Come on.
I was surprised that people knew who we were. Like, oh, you guys are Rock Force crew. What? Like, you heard of us? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was humbling. You know what I mean? To because we, like. Yeah, it was just a good experience for all of us. Like all of us, and you had the ITF out there too at the same time.
Yes.
That was the first time we went to the Roxy, so it was like, yo, this is the Roxy, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then we still, like I said,
we were living the dream as kids. Like, oh my god,
yeah,
we're here.
It's like any dude that wants to be a popper or learn funk styles, they gotta hit up Fresno. They gotta hit up the West Coast. If you're a popper or a locker and you're not hitting up the West Coast, you a straight sucker. The same way, if you ain't hitting up the East Coast, hitting up New York as a b-boy just to catch the vibe and the feel of it.
Yeah.
I think if you don't make that part of make that pilgrimage, you're not really down for in the essence of it.
Right.
Because anyone that's real about it is gonna go to the DNA of it.
That's right.
So this is, I hate to do this, but yo, what's up with that footage though? Because we still haven't seen it. Like, dude, like for real, like that footage was amazing.
I think you need to make like a tribute clip yourself, Legs. You know what I mean? I think it's that time.
About
we're winning Rocksteady 98.
101. That was the thing. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I've been, I was talking to Why Not, and he's like, because it's a lot of tapes I got here. They're pretty
sure you got footage.
You got a library, I'm sure of it.
I'm sure you got stuff that we've never seen. So
I gotta hire to go through it.
Because Why Not's in that? He's in the finals wearing his goofy ass hat.
He wore a goofy hat, and he did wear like a goofy hat.
I was
right?
like, because we like in the West Coast we were more of technicians. So when he was coming out with a lot of like his burns and his character, we were just like, it was like kind of over our heads at the time. It was like,
what is he doing?
What is he doing? He has a crazy hat on. What the?
You got to see that hat. Damn.
It was crazy. It was a goofy hat.
It was a pretty like a furry. I don't know, like kind of maybe. What was it like? It was a furry. No, not even a pimp hat. It was just like but it was just. But that's how we remember him. And then he was just like, it was funny because it was like we were talking about it. And it was like, yeah, the first time I met you was Rocksteady Reunion 98. It's like, I don't remember meeting you. It's like, yeah, man, I was in the finals. I was like, nah, the finals was Legacy, Gerald, and this guy, Boo Boo. I was like, oh!
Legs knows the whole deal. He's seen Boo Boo turn into Tony White.
Crazy, mad, weird name. You think it's like a fat dude and shit.
I remember you coming out here, Legs, and then reading some names from some crews while you're judging. You're like, what kind of fucking name is hella dope style?
Oh yeah, I remember. I think I was laughing at Hound Dog Truckers.
Oh, he brought it back. He brought it back. If you all don't know, people,
we were like I was a Hound Dog Trucker.
We were both in Hound Dog Truckers.
I don't know what was in it. I know Bug-Eyed Bandit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I was like, I never understood like the reasoning behind the name. Maybe you could tell me now.
Okay, there's a comic for Bug-Eyed Bandit. There's a Spider-Man comic book with a character named the Bug-Eyed Bandit. And when someone saw him, they were just like, "Hey, you're the Bug-Eyed Bandit," because he had those buggy eyes. He's the Bug-Eyed Bandit. The name stuck.
Nah, the Hound Dog Trucker thing was like kind of a joke thing. Like,
no, well, Bandit told me that his grandma used to say it all the time. He's like, "You're a little Hound Dog Trucker."
You should have heard the other names that he wanted to do. It was just like, yeah,
Funky Foreskin.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, we're with that one. You know what I mean? They just, just kind of.
Just off topic, but talk about Bandit. He was telling me about this one story where you guys had a panel at B-Boy Summit, and he was like, it's like you guys were talking about foundation, whatnot. You guys were spreading the foundation, the history and stuff, and then he asked you a question like, "Why don't you guys write a book or something?" This is like way back in like '94. And motherfuckers got books now, so I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
They get jerked on those books, though.
It's just crazy. Now that I just saw the clip. That you put out on your birthday, and yo, man, you're looking good, dog. Like seriously, bro.
Thank you. But that was after I sparred like 3 rounds. And then I did pad work for 3 rounds, and then I trained, and then I like an idiot, I went and did that. I was dead ass tired doing that.
Yo, but no, man. Like, to be honest, man, that's what got me ready for Jaromski. I do boxing to get ready. That shit just went. That stepped my game up straight up. I ain't gonna front. Like, you're like, and like, I was just watching Bones Brigade and. Seeing Rodney Mullen and all these guys and Steve Colorado, they're like, 46, 47 still representing. So it's like, there ain't no excuses because that will hurt you more than b-boying will. Like skating and you drop.
Yeah, but can they do some footwork in a chair freeze?
Hey.
No, but are you sparring? You sparring too?
A little bit, yeah, I just started. Like, I'm slow progression. I just use it more for the calisthenics, but yeah, I started sparring a little bit.
Yeah,
it's more like... It's more Muay Thai, but like I'm just doing I'm starting out with hands first, and then progress with legs and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a couple of b-boys I like to get into the ring and spar with.
I was thinking about that. Like, what would that be?
This is like one of those Howard Stern calls out. You gotta call out somebody and then we'll set it up.
Just do it like instead of this, all the b-boys that do know how to box, and just like, all right, this is what's going on,
and MMA
have them fight, and just
I always do death matches.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because the more you any person that is like on a humble with their shit, the more you learn to fight and the more ability and technique you get, the less you feel like fighting anyone.
True that. Because it's knowledge how to take out somebody, and it's respect life at that point.
Yeah. Because it's like, come on, man, I'll probably knock you out real fast.
You got anything going on, Legs? Like anything coming up? Something to plug?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I'm working on Rocksteady, which is going to be in Puerto Rico the first weekend of May. And what I'm trying to do is set up what would be similar to a winter music conference, but not so much geared towards the industry. And I want it to be something that people can feel like, okay, you know what? All these people that I love dancing with, or DJs that I love listening to, all of us are going on vacation at the same time.
Damn. Nice.
So yeah. So I'm working on that, and I got a lot of DJs.
You want to pay for my vacation, Legs?
You know what's dope, man? Honestly, because this is just something I've always wanted to do, and all the DJs are flying themselves out.
Okay, I hear that.
I have no idea if I'm gonna make a penny on this, but I'm like, you know what? You gotta invest if you're gonna make something happen.
That's
true. When has it been about the money? I don't do this shit for money. I'm gonna tell you that much. I ain't got no money.
We all got bills, so we that only goes so far. Not doing things for money.
True. That's true too. Yeah,
you got
man.
kids, that's a whole other story.
That's another story altogether. I hear
Shout out
that,
to
man.
deadbeat dads. I hope you get molested by midget Rastafarians.
Nice, man. Nice. We're gonna wrap it up soon. Any last shout outs, Legs? Richard?
Hey, watch your mouth, man. Always much love to you guys out in the Bay. I've always loved, that's like between Japan and the Bay, those are my two top.
Yo, we saw you when we were 16 out here and we were bugging.
Well, he was always out here too. Like
the first time I seen Rock was you and Lil Caesar at Gizmo's birthday party at Raffles. That was the first time I seen it in live. I was like, oh my god, like this is just like in Beat Street, Ron. Oh my god, it's happening.
Yeah, that's when Fresh and Nonstop were actually in Rocksteady crew.
Oh wow. Right, that's oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, Easy Rock was out there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's history right there, bro. Yeah, we were there, snuck into an 18 over club. We were like, yes.
See? And actually, Little Caesar had some white pants on with some like daisies on.
Yeah, it was peace signs.
Peace signs on his
peace
pants.
signs on his pants. Dude, you can't when there's like landmark like memories, you don't forget.
Yeah, you remember every the details. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, those are really bright.
That's right. That's right.
But, it's just much love to the Bay, man. I love going out there, man. Hopefully we can get together and do something out there again. And also, anything I could do to keep Gerald's name alive, you let me know, and I got your back end.
You gotta get somebody, man. I'm gonna be in New York like in a couple of weeks. I'll go to your house, look for that tape, and edit a piece. I swear to God, I will. I swear to God, I will.
But then you come on a lunch break show. Let's see how you could cook too.
Oh man, I'm gonna make like some Indomie top ramen noodles for you, and like put some hot sauce on it. Here you go. I'll drop by. I swear to God, I'll drop by though. I'll drop by, Legs.
Oh, man, let's do it.
All right, we'll do that then. Cool. All right, word up. Let's give it up for Crazy Legs. You know. Peace, brothers. Chaka. Peace, Legs. We'll talk.
All right, one.
Word up.
Well, that was a good last.
I guess I'm going to stop by the lunch break show and terrorize his show. I'll be drinking a beer.
Yo. It was good. That's been a good show, man. I'm glad we had like a lot of people from the community support and showing Gerald some love. You know what I mean? So like I said,
I'm gonna get that. My mission now also is to get that footage from Rocksteady Reunion '98, and I'll put that footage out.
And I'll tell you, you'll see some stuff that you'll be like that Gerald was doing back then. Now you'll be like, how did he even do that? Like now. Some of these kids now don't even look as good.
If we ever get to see that tape, just remember this part. And just the whole crowd.
That's real.
For you young guys who are like maybe 3 years old at the time, this means raise the roof.
Yeah.
Raise the roof.
Raise the roof, guys.
I know some of you B-boys, like, I'm older than most me and Profar are older than most of you guys out there. Well, except for Legs. He's older.
Yeah, he's
older than us.
I don't mean that. Yeah, I do.
This is the epicenter where we express our views. Anything else?
That's about it. Yeah, like I said, if you want
the epicenter. Okay, let me plug in. Let me do a couple plugs before we sign out. So first of all, the epicenter. Again, we were supposed to take a break. This is a special dedication to Gerald Casterlow. The epicenter will be returning all the way from Philly with Scheme Richards and Steve Believe from Rep Styles, right? Okay, sorry. Steve Believe and Rep Styles out there in Philadelphia, Philly, and that's January 17th. On January 24th, I will be at the Rock Factory. That's Brooklyn, New York City. And hopefully, probably during the day, I'll probably just go to the lunch break show at Legs' house and cook up some ramen or something. So double Rob Nasty with that. And then first week of February, I will be doing a B-Boy Spot Epicenter over there in Orlando. And we'll possibly be meeting up with the Floor Lords and Lean Rock in Boston sometime in between the last week of January and February. And that'll be the Epicenter East Coast on the road tour. You know what I'm saying? So, this, let me just plug this event, which will be in, Hayward. Okay, in Hayward, hosted by Mega Man Sean Burgess. will be a tribute event.
Yeah, it's at FFTEC Motorsports, 31911 Heyman Street in Hayward, California, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
That's at MacArthur Park. Is that right?
No,
That's another recreation.
That's the one in LA.
Okay.
The one in LA is the same day, January 5th. MacArthur Park Recreation Center, 2230 West 6th Street, Los Angeles, California, and that's from 12 to 4 p.m.
So you heard, I think right now what we're going to do on our Facebook and our Epicenter, we will post some information where you could donate money to Gerald's funeral, and so he could have, so everyone could just pretty much have him be off and well in the spirit world, as those they say, whatever. I'm kind of babbling, but anyways. Yeah, so check that event out this weekend, whether you're in the Bay Area or LA.
And also, if you want to donate to the fund to Gerald's the family, remember, hit up Goku, GOKUSOULCONTROL at hotmail.com. That's where you can make a little deposit. It could be from a penny to $1,000, $6,000, whatever you want to donate. You know what I mean? It goes to a good cause. It goes to Gerald's family.
Okay, we're gonna sign off then.
Yeah, let's sign off.
So I got a workshop out in North Carolina on January 12th. I'm not gonna pull up the flyer because I'm just gonna post it on my Facebook. Just if you want to find both me and Profo, you can find me, Rob Nasty Rocker, on Facebook.com. You can find Pro41 on Facebook.com. Also, you can find Rob Nasty Rocker at Twitter, and
same thing, Pro41 Floor Gangs _Floor Gang FLGZ on Twitter.
Okay, and we can find Google Del Rocks,
DJ Del Rocks,
for SoundCloud mixes and whatnot. You know the deal. So we're gonna sign off like this. Okay, and the calendar, Ron.
Epicenter calendar. Email. epicenterbibo@gmail.
Okay, for update of our events, and if you want to keep us posted about events, email us at epicenterBboy@gmail.com. We're starting an event calendar. Excuse me. Worldwide calendar, so anywhere you are in the world, you can check out the Epicenter, and you'll find out what's going on in your area. All right, so we're ending that. So we're going to get into this. This has been the Epicenter. I am your host, Rob Nasty.
I'm Pro41, sorry.
Pay attention. Stop playing Bejeweled.
Not Bejeweled, he's tweeting. He's playing with his tweeter.
Well, this has been the Epicenter special for Gerald, Casterlow, and for Ravenmatic. We're going to come back January 17th, and here comes Del Rock. He's going to take us out of here. We need more interns. This has been the Epicenter. We're going to stop broadcasting. I'll probably talk shit to you guys later. You know the deal. Epicenter. Remember, once again, January 17th, we're coming back 8 p.m. That's going to be East Coast Standard Time. East Coast Standard Time for the next Epicenter. So on the West Coast, it will be 5 o'clock. That's January 17th. Thanks, Dom Key.